believe ECU?
R.
Do you bleed purple and gold? Are you ready to hoist the colors?
Hoist the colors!
It's time for the most in-depth look into the world of ECU athletics. Welcome to Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game. Watch the show live on Facebook and at 943thegame.com. Here's Stephen Igo.
Welcome in. It is Hoist the Colors on a Thursday, May 28th edition of the show. This time tomorrow, East Carolina will be taking on Tennessee in the Chapel Hill Regional. We are 24 hours away from Pirates and Volunteers, and the winner of that will get the winner of VCU and North Carolina. Chapel Hill Regional. College baseball postseason is here, man. What a time to be alive. And, of course, we'll be taking your questions, comments in the YouTube, Facebook chat, as well as X. And we're going to break it all down. We're going to have our final Chapel Hill Regional preview and predictions. We'll give you some of our keys to victory. How does ECU find a way to emerge as champion of the Chapel Hill Regional? Run down that path. Also talk about the key matchups. Now that we know all the pitching matchups, UNC just announcing its starter as well. So we'll get into that a whole lot more. On today's show, we've got Philip Pilkinen back in the 94.3 The Game studios, and we have the return of Case and Romele. All three of us will be in the Bosch for this weekend's regional. Kaysen, you had the foresight to see this was kind of inevitable, ECU returning to Chapel Hill. Now, we don't know if the Pirates will face UNC head-to-head. We hope they do. In a winner's bracket game, perhaps, after the 1-1 tie early this year. But it's here, man.
It is here. I'm looking forward to it. I don't want to go ahead and give my prediction away, but when I was filling out my brackets last night, I printed out each one. I print out each one every year and do it that way. And before I knew that UNC is going with Ryan Lynch instead of Jason Acaro, I had VCU defeating North Carolina. Also, North Carolina, when they host, they always have trouble with A-10 teams, whether it's Davidson in the past, when they won the Chapel Hill Regional in 2017. And Davidson in 2017 actually went on to play Texas A&M in a super regional. And guess who the Chapel Hill Regional is paired with? Texas A&M College Station. So, hey, could we maybe see something there? And now that Ryan Lynch is starting, he's been pretty erratic. I watched his last regular season start versus NC State and Raleigh, and NC State hit him pretty hard. I scored 7 runs on him. So I think VCU could give them some trouble, if not take game 1. And then for ECU's sake, I mean, I think everyone knew Ryan Towers was going to start. And I also think everyone in the world knows that Ethan Norby and Joseph Webb will also pitch that game, because you cannot go to the loser's bracket. You have to stay in the winner's bracket. You have to beat Tennessee the first game. Looking forward to it. Cannot wait. It's going to be an electric atmosphere. I'm so blessed that it's right down the road. And I knew where my clip was on Carolina Curveball when I said Carolina and ECU would play again, but I could not find it on this show. I think I said it on the show, but then again, when I was going through my bracket, I was like, hey, ECU and UNC might not play. If they lose to VCU, then have to face Coons on Saturday morning. I mean, that could not spell well, but Coons first to Cara would be like a Walmart version of Burns versus Savage on that Saturday morning.
No doubt. I mean, that would be a best-case scenario for ECU, of course. Maybe we get an ECU-UNC loser bracket game, which would be plenty electric as well. But that's just what's so fascinating about this time of year, man. I think on average I was hearing 6 of the 16 regionals over the last 5 years. 6 of the 16 regional hosts have lost. And that's a bigger number than you might expect. So expect some chaos. There's always one regional, it seems like, that gets turned upside down in terms of the 3 and 4 seed maybe playing the winner's bracket game, the 1 and 2 going to the loser's bracket. Obviously, that happened in that Greenville Regional back when Evansville ended up winning. So you just never know, man. But I'm thrilled, excited to see how this thing plays out. Lane Smith in the chat, he says, I got that good feeling about tomorrow. And he adds Walker and Irby combined for 4 hits, and the top of the lineup delivers. That would be a lot of hits for ECU. So Evan Blanco starting for Tennessee. It'll be Ryan Towers for ECU. And now, I don't know if VCU has announced their starter officially. I assume it's their Friday guy. I think it's Stites. But, yeah, Ryan Lynch, the news. They're going to go with their number 2. look, and he's got filthy stuff, but he can be hit if his sinker leaks over the middle of the plate because he's got such tremendous movement, Philip. So are you surprised they're going? I feel like this has got to be a move in response to no matter who wins between ECU and Tennessee, there's a possibility they see an ace on Saturday.
Yeah, that definitely could be in response to that. But, I mean, it probably is in response to that. But with that being said, I'm shocked. Last year, they played Holy Cross. They start Jake Knapp. I think VCU this year is much better than Holy Cross was last year. Jake Knapp was their Friday guy. In previous years, as far as I can remember, they've started the Friday guy. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember. Actually, I guess I can just go back real quick and look at what they did in 2024. But they start usually their Friday guy against the 4 seeds. So this is weird. But to your point, Steven, like they're getting, they know they're going to get somebody else's ace regardless of how things play out the next day. But, hey, you don't want to be in that loser's bracket. So not that I think they will be with Lynch. But here, let's see. LIU Brooklyn the year before. And he went with my thing lagged. He went with Jason DeCaro. Was DeCaro the Friday night guy 2 years ago, or was it Mateus?
No,
that was
Mateus
also
was the bullpen. Mateus came out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Gallagher
He came
had a grand slam that game in the ninth inning to walk it off.
Okay,
who was hit the 3-run bomb in the ninth?
Yeah, who was their Friday night guy that year?
So this would have been 25. This was also
24.
24. Okay, this was also the year they had LSU in the regionals, so they may have been looking ahead.
Yeah, let's see
LSU
who they started against LSU.
They started Sprague, who was more of a – maybe they didn't even have a number one that year because Sprague was like the lefty transfer they had, and I guess DeCaro maybe would have been the guy who developed.
That was the year Knapp got hurt before the season.
Yeah,
correct. And then somebody else got hurt like a month into the season, and they were just kind of piecing it together. So, yeah, but, they started Sprague game too, so theoretically, they started their ace that year too, probably.
Yeah. I think DeCaro. Sprague was a veteran, but DeCaro was your young stud. But yeah, it's interesting, and it's part of the chess match. Look, you got to play to win the regional. And Kaysen, here's the thing: I don't think from talking with Ben McKee from Go Vols 247, Carolina. Obviously, they going into the year, I thought they had one of the deepest pitching staffs in America, but like they have had some underperformers. Boaz. And also, Mateus has not been great out of the bullpen. So, like, they lean on their top arms. Now, their top arms are really good. Glauber and our boy McDuffie out of the pen. And obviously, Lynch and DeCaro in the rotation. But I don't think anybody in this regional will feel good at all about falling into the loser's bracket. So, I think teams are just playing to win the regional and playing to win the first 2 games, which, 90% of the time wins the regional.
Yeah, I think you have to do like you said. You have to pitch your best guys first. You have to stay out of that losers bracket at all costs. And like you said, they have some dudes, and they also have some dudes that have been up and down roller coasters. And of those dudes that you said have pitched well, Grady Linehan, the freshman, hits a tank off Walker McDuffie, who's an All-American, one of the best pitchers in the country. DeCaro's been absolutely outstanding. And then they have guys like Ryan Lynch and Mateus, where you don't know if you're going to get 4 shutout innings, or you don't know if you're not going to record an out. So, it's very, very interesting from the pitching staff. But I will say, to flip to their offense, before the season, it was a whole new lineup. All these transfers, didn't know how it was going to go. But I just want to give a testament to Scott Forbes because, every year he hits on his transfer portal guys in his lineup. Kepley last year. You can just go through the guys. Parks Harbor the year before. Owen Hull has been amazing this year, off to a slow start, but then has been an All-American. But in these Scott Forbes teams, I've said it on our show. I've said it to many people. They just find ways to win. They just scrap it out. They find ways to win. They're not going to blow you out. They're not going to hit balls all out of the park. But I will say, if Gavin Gallagher comes back alive in the Chapel Hill Regional, they're going to be a very hard team to beat.
It has been wild to kind of see his numbers nowhere near the top of their offensive statistics because he is that talented. And, that's the thing. Like, their pitching gets a lot of headlines, but their offense has been really good this year too. somewhat unexpectedly, as you mentioned, the portal guys have just worked out again for UNC. All right, ECU, the path to win the regional, Kaysen. We're not making our predictions yet, but if ECU is going to find a way to win this thing, how do you think it plays out?
I think you have to get 6 innings from Ryan Towers, and then you get 2 from Norby, and then Webb comes in and closes the door on the pitching side. You're going to need every single person in the lineup to hit well. And I also think they're going to come out like they did against Florida. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a leadoff bunt because, I mean, these teams in the SEC are not familiar with that style of play, and it really caught Florida by storm last year. So if you can be able to hold Tennessee to 4 runs, I think you can win the game. Because the last time I watched Evan Blanco start was in the SEC tournament. I think it was against Arkansas maybe, and he was throwing bullpen. I mean, he was just getting knocked out every single pitch. So it's definitely there. And then onto that game, it is just piecing it together, inning by inning, out by out. The lineup just needs to continue. But I would say after game 1, it is all hands on deck. I think the only guy you're going to see once this weekend is Ryan Towers. I mean, if you win that first game, I think anything is on the table for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, that's my question is with Norby. Like, I think he's available out of the pen in game 1. It's just, if let's say you're up 2 or 3 runs, do you go to him or do you go straight to Webb? Or do you get greedy and try to save Norby? So, obviously, best case scenario, somehow you get a repeat of last year against Florida and you're able to get a huge lead early and just kind of coast from there. But, I think the reality of that is probably far and away unlikely just because Tennessee, even with Blanco not being as dominant, he's still a very capable pitcher, and they've got good bullpen arms too. So, the other thing with Tennessee is, Kaysen, they do hit lefties pretty well. So I do wonder if you lean more towards Webb, but also you just feel better with Norby on the mound. So there's a lot of factors in play. But I do think you're right in that Cliff Godwin's going to do everything he can to win game 1 and then figure it out from there. And I think that's the right approach.
Absolutely, I think it's the right approach, and I think there's going to be quick hooks on everybody. I think the only one that's not going to be so quick is maybe Ryan Towers because you're going to try to want to extend him as long as possible because I would say he is your one lone starter right now. You could say Luke Payne is a starter, but I say him as a half starter because I think that if Webb comes out and it's not sharp, I think we could see him get pulled quick. I also want to say this. I also don't want to put Webb in when there's traffic. I want to put Webb in at maybe the beginning of the 7th or the 8th inning, something like that. I just think when Webb comes in, when there's traffic, maybe in too high pressure of a moment, we have not seen his best stuff. But I'm also just curious, no matter what happens, win or lose tomorrow afternoon, I am so curious on who starts game 2 on Saturday, whether that's at noon or 5. I mean, it really depends on what happens tomorrow because like I said, I think you're going to see those 3 guys pitch, and I think Norby is absolutely available. I think Norby would have been available on Monday if they would have played on Monday.
So, again, let's say those 3 guys throw extensively. I do think there's a reality where, like you said, let's say Norby pitches 2 innings out of the pen Friday, but you win that game. I could see them going with an opener on Saturday and then bringing Norby back out of the pen on Saturday and then just utilize him that way. And at that point, he gives you what he can, and he's probably done for the weekend. But I don't think that's a bad strategy. But who would you start in that game? Like Luke Payne, Antolik, Ethan Rose, Hoagland? I mean, it's just kind of who would you trust in that spot is the biggest thing.
I think you find somebody who has struggled in the bullpen role but been better in starting roles. Because if say you need 2 innings this weekend out of, I don't know, who's the guy who's better starting? Paxton, Payne, Saccone? Is Paxton one of the other ones too? I
don't think we've seen Paxton in a starting role yet.
Who is it else? There's somebody other than, Payne's one of them for sure. But I feel like there's somebody other than Saccone that's also been better starting. Or maybe it's just those 2. But yeah, maybe you just run out Luke Payne and see how far he can go. Hopefully get you one time through the order. And then you could use him as an opener in another game. I mean, if he can keep his pitch count down 45, 50 pitches, you could use him as an opener on Sunday too. I mean, that's not ideal, but you could get 20 out of him, 30, maybe he throws 2 innings. So, I mean, yeah, he's already said he doesn't really want to come out of the pen. So if you need innings out of the guy, go ahead and get him innings out of him.
I think Payne, and then you've got Antolik, who started 5 games versus 10 overall appearances. If Moran was available, he'd be an option too, but I just don't think he's available. So, I think I almost think it would have to be Antolik or, unless Webb just doesn't throw enough Friday, you could always bring him back as an opener too, Kaysen.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say Antolik for me. That's who I would want to be my opener. I think he proved that for me this past weekend after that start. I mean, just an abysmal start. I mean, walk, hit by pitch, and I'm sitting there, oh boy, is over with. But then he comes back, responds, plays fantastic. But I say we save Luke Payne for the championship versus Tennessee when they eliminate UNC in the losers bracket, so he can get his revenge.
A little hint there at what Kaysen may be predicting. All right, X factor on offense, Kaysen. Who has to deliver this kind of maybe? You could go with it whatever direction you want, but X factor on offense.
I'm not going to go with the chalky pick and put Austin Irby. I feel like every media outlet said Austin Irby. I'm going to go with an even crazier one. I'm going to say Nick Parham. I'm going to say there's going to be a moment in one game this weekend. We're going to have at least 2 on, if not the bases loaded, 2 outs, and he's going to come with a shot. He's going to come in a shot in the gap. He's going to come up with a big hit. And I think that if Nick Parham can give you a hit a game, I think that will be more than enough to get the Pirates over the hump.
Man, can you just imagine Nick Parham being one of the reasons the Pirates win the Chapel Hill Regional? People would get off his back, that's for sure. Talk about how great the Pirates shortstop situation is. What about on the mound?
On the mound, I'm going to say Luke Payne because I'm going to say right now he is I would say, to me, in my opinion, he is your second starter right now, depending on what happens in that second game. I don't think we start Luke Payne in that second game. Like we said, Stephen, I think you go opener and then maybe see what happens in game 1. But I think Luke Payne in that third game, if you win one, will be that starter. And you're going to need him to perform kind of like how Lance Williams did last year, maybe that unexpected start. And then also, I mean, we all know about what Bradley Zayak did, but I'm hoping for a Bradley Zayak, Lance Williams type start from Luke Payne.
One thing I'll be watching before we get to our picks is just the ECU has to limit the free passes on the mound. I mean, if you look at just the numbers in the regional for all the pitching staffs, Tennessee has struggled with this some as well as a staff. High strikeout rate, but also at times have walked too many, although they have one of the better strikeout to walk ratios nationally. There have just been some games that have gotten away. ECU, really good strikeout rate, not so great walk rate. That has spiked here down the stretch with just guys throwing a lot more innings than necessarily expected. And then with North Carolina, really high strikeout rate, 513 Ks and 494 innings and 243 walks. So ECU's also got to stay away from the hit batsman. That has been killer at times. The hit batsmen have added up. So if ECU can stay in the zone, okay, you give up a home run, you give up a 2-run shot, whatever. They just can't allow these good offenses to get free passes and kind of things to extrapolate from there. So that's something I'm watching on the mound for East Carolina because I think they have the arms if they're executing pitches to win this regional. All right, predictions for the regional. I have a feeling Kaysen may want to go last year given where he's leaning. I already gave mine on the Bucks on the Pond podcast, but I'll give it again. I think ECU finds a way to beat Tennessee in game 1. I think they exhaust some pitching in the process there. And now with DeCaro going in game 2, I just think that's not a great matchup for the Pirates. I do think the Pirates lose to UNC in game 2 in the winner's bracket game, play them tight, but can't get the big hits. And then I think they fall to Tennessee in the third game after losing the loser's bracket game. So I got the Pirates going 1-2. But a valiant effort in the regional. Philip?
I'm going with chalk. I think they get beat. Then they beat VCU on Saturday morning and then lose to Tennessee.
All right, Kaysen, take it away.
Y'all know I'm not chalky. Because of the Ryan Lynch start, VCU will defeat Carolina. ECU will defeat Tennessee. It will be Kuntz versus DeCaro Saturday morning, Stephen, I would like to be there for that, to watch the Heels get eliminated, go 0-2 in their own regional. ECU will then face off against VCU, win that one, and then face Tennessee, and then Luke Payne legacy start, and the Pirates sweep the Chapel Hill Regional And then Lamar wins the College Station Regional, and we're hosting a Super in Greenville, baby.
Okay, if you had me until you said Lamar. You could have said Texas State, and I would have been like, okay, whatever. But you said Lamar.
Oh, man, the Lamar.
A 4 seed always makes a run. A 4 seed always makes a run. Their head coach already on the way out. He's going to do it one last time for his guys. Hey, guys, this is one last ride. They're going to go into college. They're going to go into College Station, win that regional, then hop on a plane to Greenville.
Lamar ECU Super Regional. That would be an all-timer. That would definitely get the 12 noon slot on ESPNU for Super Regional TV, but we'd take it. So speaking of 12 noon, we got to talk about the ECU kickoff times too. I want to hit on that when we come back quickly. Let's get a break in. We'll touch on that just out of the break, and then we'll get into our regional picks. Also, any comments from the chat we'll address as well. This is Hoist the Colors on a Thursday.
You know what the problem is with standard belts? Usually you have to choose between too tight or the opposite, too loose. But with Anson Belt and Buckle, you don't have to choose. We got rid of the holes and instead have a track system designed for micro adjustability. That way you can enjoy a perfect fit every time. Anson Belt and Buckle. Find your perfect fit today.
Healthwise Pharmacy rounds the bases with all of your infusion, retail, compounding, and medical equipment needs. Locally owned and operated by pharmacist Marcy Parker, Healthwise has grown to be your most trusted provider for infusion services. Currently providing in-home or on-site infusions in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Visit Healthwise Pharmacy at 615B South Memorial Drive or call 252-295-0059 to speak to a patient service representative to find the option that best suits your needs.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers does real burgers better than anybody. And don't forget about the cheese sticks, fresh salads, and more. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, burgers and sports at its best.
Go Pirates! Arrgh!
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation from a real person? Right. That's what's so nice about Phelps Chevrolet. After more than 50 years serving our community, Phelps remains family-owned and operated. Mike, Daryl, Wave, West, Allen, and Clay deliver hometown service and integrity, same as always. They share your experience, they share your values, and they are ready to help with any motoring need. Come get you one.
Daughtridge Gas and Oil has been your dependable propane supplier for 95 years. Their trained technicians can service and properly install all your propane and natural gas appliances. Plus, Daughtridge Gas and Oil is your backyard expert with fire pits, grills, smokers, and more, including quality outdoor furniture at their Greenville Patio and Hearth Shop at 1901 Charles Boulevard. Go by and see the knowledgeable staff at Daughtridge Gas and Oil for propane delivery or call 756-1345.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agent.
The hatches are battened down.
Shiver me timber.
Our timbers are shivered. And the colors are hoisted.
Hoist the colors!
Back to Steve and Igo on 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back in segment 2 here of Hoist the Colors. We've got Casey from Bailey and Philip Pilkington. We're going to run through our regional picks here in a minute. John White points out a good point. Last year, Florida had a backup catcher, so bunting against him was genius. The Tennessee catcher, really good. And we also know Grady Linehan, not the best bunter, but hey, maybe we do get a first-inning bunt just to test him out. But we'll see. And Kevin Kozar adding, if Kaysen is right, this will be epic. Just a quick note on the game times. It'll be 12 noon in Alabama, Eastern time, 11 a.m. Central. Also, the home opener for ECU football on September 12th. 12 noon start on ESPNU. So I feel for the fans. That's going to be a hot one. Also, we did learn 6 p.m. for ODU. 4 p.m. for NC Central. A lot of night games late in the year with the Thursday, Friday night games, and then 12 noon at Army on November 21st to Saturday. So we'll touch more on that next week when we got more time, but that news came out yesterday, and it'll give me something to complain about next week. So, all right, guys, let's run through these regional picks so we got time for Omaha 8 at the end. We'll start in the upper left-hand side of my bracket. This is the Los Angeles Regional, UCLA, Virginia Tech, Cal Poly, St. Mary's. And does anybody not have UCLA? I mean, they're the best team in America.
No, they're going to. No, they're going to absolutely kill this regional. I was listening to my guys at 11.7 podcast, and because Virginia Tech being the 2 seed is quite funny, and they made a comment. And they know some guys how Jacksonville State, who is a 3 seed, who is underseeded in the Hattiesburg Regional, it kind of makes you wonder, like, hey, like, did they tell the AD or the AD say, hey, you can either be the 2 seed in LA or you can be the 3 seed in Hattiesburg? I mean, which one would you choose? So, I mean, I would definitely go to Hattiesburg instead of LA because UCLA, they're not going to be stopped.
Yeah, I'm with you. They should have been – Jacksonville State should have been a 2 over Virginia Tech. Just saying. Virginia Tech was barely ahead. I mean, they were kind of comfortably in, but still on the bubble going into last week. I don't know what the hell happened, but okay, conversation for another day.
We're going UCLA across the board there. That's paired with number 16 seed West Virginia, a really interesting regional with Wake Forest as the 2, Kentucky as the 3, Binghamton as the 4. Just a gut feeling here I have, guys. Usually one of the last teams in goes on a run. I'm going Kentucky to win this regional. Don't ask me why. I'm just picking them.
SEC bias, that's why.
That must be it. Kaysen?
I could absolutely see it, but want to be quick here. Kentucky won 2 of their 10 SEC series and had losses to the 2 worst SEC teams, Missouri and South Carolina, and somehow get in over teams like Mercer. Ridiculous. But I have Wake coming out of here. It's funny no one has West Virginia coming out, but when Wake's pitching is on with Lavonis, Cam Bagwell, they are unreal. And if it's on, they can sweep this regional.
I do have West Virginia coming out, by the way.
Philip going with the home Mountaineers. Hattiesburg, Southern Miss the 9, Virginia the 2, Jacksonville State the 3, Little Rock the 4. I'm going Virginia here. They're getting some guys back from injury, and Gracia has been playing better down the stretch. They've been banged up. They showed how good they can be when they took a series in Chapel Hill. Southern Miss is really good. They're tough, but I'm going UVA. Kaysen?
I have Southern Miss coming out of this one. Southern Miss always seems to find their way in their own losers bracket every time they host a regional, but I have them coming out of this one.
Give me the team that's got a little chip on their shoulder because they're wrongfully seeded. Give me the Gamecocks, Jacksonville State.
3 different winners, back-to-back brackets. I like that. Gainesville, our boy Kevin O'Sullivan, hosting a regional again. They've got Miami, Troy, and Ryder. I'm just not a huge believer in the Hurricanes. I like Troy. They're tough, but I'm going to go with the host Gators here. Kaysen?
I'm going with the Gators, too. I mean, I hate to say it, but Aiden King and Liam Peterson, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat one of those guys, if not both.
Gut feeling, don't know why. This is the regional that gets turned on its head early, and I got Miami, even though, God, Miami's so underperformed, but I think they kind of turn it on right now. I don't know why. Gut feeling.
Chapel Hill, we know Kaysen has East Carolina winning. I have UNC beating Tennessee in a deciding Game 7. I'm going to take UNC and the Tar Heels. Philip, who you got?
Carolina.
North Carolina, the victor of the Chapel Hill Regional. That's paired with College Station, Texas A&M, the 12th overall national seed, USC, Texas State, and Lamar. So, do you really have Lamar winning here, Kaysen?
I do, yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go with A&M. I don't trust – I like USC's pitching. I don't trust USC to go in there and handle that environment. Like, how many big crowds is USC used to playing in front of in baseball?
That's going to be the tough part for them. But, they've played to their competition this year. Had UCLA on the ropes on Saturday. I'm going with the Trojans.
All right, going with the Trojans. Lincoln, Nebraska. They are hosting, and it's going to be jam-packed. They're hosting Ole Miss, Arizona State, South Dakota State. This should be a fun regional. I think first-time host after a long layoff, I never liked teams in that spot. Ole Miss has just kind of been so-so all year, lying in the weeds. I don't trust Arizona State's pitching, but give me the Rebels to go in. They're used to playing in front of big environments. I think they thrive here. I think they win at Ole Miss. Kason.
I'm with you. I think the moment is sometimes too big for those teams. But I want to say, glad we're getting some new hosts this year, like Nebraska, Kansas. Good to see some Midwest baseball out there. Really good to see spreading the game. But I have Arizona State coming out of this one. Just ain't the moment's too big for Nebraska.
I think it's too big for Nebraska as well, but I got the Rebels.
And then the final regional on this side of the bracket, Auburn, UCF, Cason's NC State Wolfpack, and Milwaukee. I feel like this is a UCF not a great 2 seed, but they've found their way here. Milwaukee, pretty bad 4 seed, but they did win in thrilling fashion. NC State just doesn't have the pitching. Give me Auburn here. I think this one is going to be pretty chalky. You may see State win a game, but I'm going to go Auburn. Kason.
Last year, NC State got blanked versus Stetson. Fritton didn't record an out in the first inning versus Stetson. I think that's different this time around. Bristol Carter's college career comes to an end here. NC State is on the Elliott Avent train for his retirement and wins this regional.
I do have State as the runner-up in this one. I do think they get it done tomorrow against Central Florida. Auburn, still don't understand why they're 4. Heck, they lost 13 conference games. I know it's the best conference in the country. Don't know why they're 4, but I think they do walk through this regional.
I see where this is headed, Case. Are you going to have ECU and State meeting in Omaha?
We'll see when we get there.
All right. There is your left side of the bracket. And RB Pirate says, does ECU beat Lamar? We'll ask Kason when he makes his Omaha 8 picks at the end. So, that's happening apparently. Let's get a break in. We'll look at the right side of the bracket. We'll make those picks. This is Hoist the Colors.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human. About creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
You have a choice when you invest in insurance, and when you choose First State Insurance Advisors, you're working with people you can trust. Clark Stallings has deep ties in the community. His team, including Keaton Smith, Regina Asby, Phil Leyva, Max Joyner Jr., Max Joyner III, and Ginger Smith, provides knowledgeable and professional advice. First State Insurance Advisors is an independent insurance agency. They offer all types of personal insurance as well as various types for business. Call or email First State Insurance Advisors today. We want to be your trusted choice agency.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you farm to fork beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to fork beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
In Eastern North Carolina, people appreciate things that are straightforward, honest, and dependable. For decades, our team has focused on cutting through insurance complexity for the communities we serve. And now, we're bringing that same mindset to our name. We're Flatlands Insurance Group, a simpler name that reflects the same local team, the same values, and the same commitment to the great communities we feel blessed to be a part of. Flatlands Insurance Group, your whole world is covered.
Make every day electric on the Kawasaki Electro 20 electric balance bike. Maximize the fun with long run times, impressive top speed, and Kawasaki build quality. Easy adjustability and smooth handling make everyday riding more enjoyable. And the standard MTB type tires provide off-pavement capability. The Kawasaki Electro 20 is the electric balance bike that's built to rip. Go to Ron Ayers Motorsports, Memorial Drive north of the airport, Greenville.
Inner Banks Media presents the return of Concert on the Common.
This year, we're live from the tailgate lot at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium.
Coming up May 28th, Brotherhood, a tribute to the Doobie Brothers.
Join us Thursday, May 28th for Brotherhood at the new Tailgate Plaza next to Town Bank Tower at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium.
Details at concertonthecommon.org.
Enough of that. Back to Voice the Colors with Steve Nigo on 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back in. Hoist the Colors here, segment 3 on a Thursday. One day out from the Chapel Hill Regional getting underway. We've done the left side of the bracket. We've got Casey Ramaley, Philip Pilkin, and we're all making our picks. We'll move now to Atlanta, number 2 national seed, Georgia Tech, Oklahoma the 2, the Citadel the 3, UIC the 4. I think Yellow Jackets I think they roll through this thing, man. I'm not a big Oklahoma fan. The Citadel's hot, but I don't think anybody can keep pace with Georgia Tech in this regional. Thoughts, Casey?
Yeah, I don't think so either, but I will say the Citadel will make it to the championship with one loss, and they will be eliminated by Georgia Tech. I don't think any pitching staff in the country can contain those bats.
Oh, maybe a little preview of what happens once we get to Omaha there. I'm going to go with the Yellow Jackets.
Georgia Tech, really good. I heard this morning, I think their season run differential was like 350-something. I mean, which is just like ungodly. So, yeah, they're a machine. Lawrence, Kansas, they're paired up with the Atlanta Regional. Kansas, the 1, Arkansas, Missouri State, should have been a 2 seed, a very tough 3 seed, and Northeastern, a tough 4 seed. I don't see Kansas winning this again. Long time without hosting. This is a tough regional, and I'm just going to go with the safe pick. I think Arkansas is the betting favorite to win this regional. It's always tough as a 2 because Missouri State's a capable 3, but give me the Razorbacks here, Casey.
Yeah, back-to-back years they're in a regional. Kansas went to Arkansas last year. Arkansas took that one. Have them taking it again this year.
I do as well. I have them taking it in Game 7 where they beat Missouri State, for the second time. I think Missouri State climbs their way through the losers bracket, forces Game 7.
Moving to the Tallahassee Regional, Florida State is the 10, Coastal Carolina the 2, NIU the 3, St. John's the 4. To me, I mean, St. John's kind of a tricky 4, but I think this is simply between the Seminoles and Chanticleers. What's the deal with Fluky, Casey? Has he been like ramping back up? Is he going to be full go for this thing?
Yeah, he's apparently full go, but he's had some rough starts. So it really just depends. I don't know what they're doing tomorrow. I have not looked. I should have looked, but I just don't think that Coastal Carolina has the offense and they've just been so up and down. I got Florida State winning this one.
Same.
I'm going with the Chanticleers, man. I feel like with their pitching staff, and I know that I would assume Florida State is going to be able to hold their guy, Wes Mendez, but I'm just not big on Florida State this year. Give me the Chanticleers just to find that magic in this postseason. So I'm going to go with Coastal Carolina to win the Tallahassee Regional as the 2 seed. That's paired with Tuscaloosa, Alabama. 7th overall national seed. They just keep finding ways to win. They've won a lot of close games this year. Oklahoma State, offensive-driven team. USC Upstate, shout-out to Braxton Bodorf, his alma mater, going back to the postseason. And then Alabama State. If this was a tougher regional, I think I would take a 2 or 3, but I'm going Bama here. I think they find the way into Supers. Casey?
Yeah, I do kind of agree. I do have Oklahoma State here, though. Shout-out Braxton. USC Upstate, I'll give his pick. Braxton does have his Spartans coming out of this one. Alabama being a 7 seed is kind of interesting, but I have Oklahoma State coming out of this one.
I'm going to go Roll Tide.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good. I'm going, yeah.
All right, Bama is the pick for me and Philip. Going down to Austin, Texas, the 6th overall national seed. UCSB, the 2. Tarleton State, the 3. Holy Cross, the 4. Texas does have some injuries worth watching, but I think even if UCSB saves their ace and beats Texas in the winner's bracket game, assuming they get there, I think Texas just has too much firepower, and they could come out of the loser's bracket and win this. So I'm going Texas at home. Casey?
UCSB has some of the best arms in the country, but Tarleton State is a frisky team, and I have Tarleton State, the 3 seed, coming out of Austin.
Wow, I do think they're a tough 3, especially for some of your 3s are automatic qualifiers, or some of them are at large. They're very tough for an automatic qualifier. But I'm still going to go with the Longhorns at home. I mean, it's hard to pick against Texas this time of year.
All right, I got to stop our picks to address a comment here from RS West, who says, "How is the show called Hoist the Colors, but you don't pick the Pirates in a regional?" RS West, we're not just going to have blind. Look, I appreciate Kaysen's optimism, and I like his pick, and I hope it comes true. But at the end of the day, like, I'm going to pick what I think is going to happen as a sports journalist. And ECU has its flaws. I mean, they're plus 600 to win this regional for a reason. We're not just going to make blind picks. I mean, come on, man.
Well, we'd lose our credibility. The thing is, people would quit listening if we just lost our credibility. ECU's winning the national championship every year.
Pirates to Omaha. I mean, I know Kaysen's picking it, but like, we got to have some balance to it. I love you, man, but come on. I just had to call that out.
No, I'm with you. No, I'm with you.
Pick ECU basketball to go 28-3 next year. I mean, what the? I mean, gosh,
Kaysen
get me going here. 3-28, maybe, Kaysen. All right. Anyways,
he did say 11 wins this past year.
He called it. He nailed it on the head. Eugene is paired with the Texas-Austin Regional, and Oregon is the 11 national seed. Oregon State the 2, Washington State the 3, Yale the 4. This is the West Coast Old Pac-12 Regional. Give me Oregon State. Oregon's really good, but I'm going to go with the vintage college baseball program here. The Beavers get it done. I think this should be electric. Kaysen.
I love this one. This will be the most watched regional for sure because it will be on when everyone's home, tired from the long day in the sun, watching it because it'll be the only games on. Give me the Oregon Ducks, the host team. Love that this is the Pac-12 regional. And then, let's just ship Yale across the country to go play in the Pac-12 regional.
Yeah,
Could you imagine if they won Yale? If Yale won this?
That'd be electric.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Ducks. The Beavers are really good. I just wonder, they did a really good job scheduling tough opponents when they could, but back half of the schedule, just due to the unfortunate of not being in a conference, I think it's hurt them. I don't really know how battle-tested they are. Oregon, not that the Big Ten's great, but it's at least top-heavy. They've at least played some good teams, so that's making me lean Ducks. But, I mean, I could easily see either one of these two coming out of this thing.
I like Oregon State in the spot being kind of like chip on the shoulder going on the road, and also historically having the better program, and now being kind of left out of this whole realignment deal. I think they're going to take a lot of pride going into this thing, but it should be a lot of fun. Mississippi State hosting the Starkville Regional. They're the 14th national seed. They get Cincinnati, not the best 2, but Louisiana, a very tricky 3, and Lipscomb, not a good 4. I think Louisiana makes some noise here. I watched them a lot in the Sun Belt tournament, man. I like their team a lot. Would not be shocked at all if they win this thing, but I'm going to go with the Bulldogs and Mississippi State here. Jason.
Like you said, Louisiana's a frisky team, and the Bulldogs. A lot of pressure here for Brian O'Connor's there, correct?
He is first-time host, and as far as him being a head coach at Mississippi State,
Yeah. So I think the moment's too big, and weird hunch, the Bearcats come out of there, and a real shocker.
Wow,
it's a Bearcats.
It is. There is a little pressure because the softball team just went on the road and won a super regional to make it to Oklahoma City. However, I say that the Bulldogs rise to the pressure and do beat Louisiana in the championship.
And then Athens, Georgia, the final regional pick. Georgia is the number 3 national seed. They won the SEC regular season, and they won the SEC tournament. LIU, which created some fits in Chapel Hill a couple years ago, can they do it again? Boston College, the 2. Liberty, the 3. Our old buddy Bradley Zayak is going to be pitching this regional.
He's 9-0. He's freaking 9-0.
And we know he's a regional masterclass waiting to happen. So, is anybody willing to go Liberty here, Kaysen?
I thought about it, but Philip, I did not know that. And 9-0 in a good Conference USA, in a three bid league, which is quite impressive.
And he's not even their number 1.
I have Georgia. No, he's not. I have Georgia here. I just think balls just fly out of that ballpark. They have the Triple Crown winner in the SEC, but part of me is like, Georgia Georgia just finds a way to choke, and they won the regular season, SEC, and the tournament. I think they're riding high. I think they could definitely lose. I think they're going to lose for me to Liberty, not to Boston College. I don't think Boston College is very good. They have fallen off earth.
Yeah, I feel very confident in my pick having Liberty as the runner-up, not specifically that they're going to be the runner-up, but to your point, Case, I think the championship game comes down to those two. I'm going to go with UGA, but yeah, I think it comes down to those two. I think Boston College might be lucky to win one game in this thing.
I'm going to go Georgia as well. Before we get our final break in, I'm going to ask you guys, and I'll lead off this category to kind of give you guys some time to look through the bracket and decide. Obviously, ECU, we're pulling for the Pirates to make a run. And yes, our boy RS West, we want them to win the regional despite me and Philip not picking them. Pick one other team that you're going to kind of like follow, root for all weekend in this entire regional. And I think I'm going to go with Braxton's USC Upstate Spartans. I feel like this Tuscaloosa regional is winnable for any of the teams, probably not named Alabama State. And I like this Upstate team. I like this program. I like their coach, everything you guys have told me about them. And I'm going to roll with the Spartans. Like when the Pirates, obviously I'm going to be locked in on them covering the regional, but I'm going to be following Tuscaloosa and USC Upstate. I'm going to be on the train for Braxton. Casey, who are you riding?
Lamar, head coach, leave and go to Houston. One last dance in College Station. They take the regional, and then they go to Greenville. And he then starts to prepare for Houston, and they drop it to ECU. Write it down, folks, right now.
You know what? Despite this being one of the tougher regionals, I think 1 through 4, so it's tough to really pick the 4 in this. I want to see what Northeastern can do. You know, this is a team who's usually a fringe host team. They're down there. They do win the conference, the CAA this year. And what was a weak North? That's the thing. Everybody was saying the South's so much better than the North, and it was. So that's why they have the 22-8 conference record. But the history's there, the program's there. I'm interested. It's a tough 2 and a tough 3 in that region. So they could easily be 2 and done, but they could easily go on a run this thing. It's just going to be interesting to see how things go with Northeastern.
Yeah, they're in a weird spot where they're usually like the 2 or 3 themselves, and now being the 4. Yeah, does that, take some pressure off them, and they can just go play against a long-time first-time host as far as, returning to that spot in Kansas. All right, when we come back, our Omaha 8 and our final thoughts on the Chapel Hill Regional. And we already know Kaysen has the Pirates going to the Promised Land. We'll see who else we have heading there as well. This is Hoist the Colors.
The power of savings is yours at Greenville Toyota with powerful deals on our huge selection of new Toyotas, like a Camry, $229 a month, or the all-new RAV4, $279. Don't miss the power of savings at Greenville Toyota.
In Eastern North Carolina, hard work matters, and it always has. At Flatlands Insurance Group, we've been showing up for our neighbors since 1963, helping families and business owners navigate change, weather tough seasons, and keep moving forward. Decades later, our purpose hasn't changed: to help protect what you've poured your time and energy to, from your home to your health to whatever comes next. Flatlands Insurance Group, your whole world covered.
Need cash for a vacation? National Finance Company is here to help. For over 50 years, National Finance Company has been the small loan specialist with loans from $1,000 to $5,000 with low payments to meet your budget. We're in the business of getting you the cash you need today. Apply online for a loan at one of our convenient branch offices and get your money as fast as today. It's easy. Get the vacation cash you need. For extra cash, visit nfcmoney.com.
Your future is full of possibilities, and Pitt Community College can help you explore every option. You can earn a degree, learn a trade, transfer to a university, or launch a new career. We offer the support you need to succeed with flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and programs designed for the real world. Your path, your future, your college. Pitt Community College.
Register now.
Visit Larry's Steakhouse for a tender, hand-cut certified Angus ribeye. Other entrees include perfectly seasoned pork chops, chicken, or seafood favorites like shrimp, tuna, and salmon. Complement your meal with Larry's fresh 20-plus item salad bar, or enjoy it as an all-you-can-eat entree. Daily rotating favorites include meatloaf, chicken pastry, hamburger steak, spaghetti, pork chops, and more, all complemented with your favorite country sides. Whether it's for lunch, dinner, or our Sunday brunch, remember to support and eat local. Larry's Steakhouse.
A hunting and fishing event of the summer comes to the Greenville Convention Center, July 11th and 12th, bringing together the best hunting and fishing vendors, outfitters, and fishing experts, all under one roof. Special free events, including a mountain trout pond, indoor archery range, offshore fishing experience, interactive duck blind, and free seminars. Don't miss it. The Mid-Atlantic Hunting and Fishing Expo is July 11th and 12th.
With new Toyota trucks from $259 a month, you've got the power of savings at Greenville Toyota. Drive Tacomas $259 a month or Tundras only $399 a month at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
Everything you need to know in the world of ECU athletics. This is Hoist the Colors with Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back in. Final segment here, final few minutes of the show. We got to get to our Omaha 8. We made our regional picks. Kason Ramaley, Philip Pilkington with us on this final show. Again, no show tomorrow because of the game. So let's do it, gentlemen. Our Omaha 8, I'll go with mine first, and we'll go around the horn. I've got UCLA over Kentucky. UCLA heads to the College World Series as the top overall seed. I've got Florida taking out Virginia in the Super. I've got North Carolina taking out Texas A&M, and Auburn beating Ole Miss in an SEC Super. So on that side of the bracket, UCLA, Florida, North Carolina, Auburn. On the other side of the bracket, Georgia Tech over Arkansas. Coastal Carolina going back to the College World Series. I have them beating Alabama, which would be, I think, a favorable super regional matchup for them. I've got Oregon State upsetting Texas. Texas dealing with some injuries. Oregon State heads back to the College World Series. And I've got Georgia over Mississippi State. So my Omaha 8, UCLA, Florida, UNC, Auburn, Georgia Tech, Coastal, Oregon State, and Georgia. Kason.
I have UCLA over Wake Forest. I have Florida over Southern Miss. I have the Pirates over Lamar. And I have Arizona State over NC State. I do not have Elliott going back to Omaha to end. It ends versus Arizona State. On the other side, I have Georgia Tech over Arkansas. I have Oklahoma State over Florida State. I have Tarleton State going to Omaha, defeating Oregon. And then I have Georgia over Cincinnati. So I have UCLA, Florida, ECU, Arizona State, Georgia Tech, Oklahoma State, Tarleton State, and Georgia.
Case, you know it's a rule to pick a team to go to Omaha. You have to know their mascot. Do you know what Tarleton State's mascot is?
Isn't it like the Lumberjacks?
No, that's Stephen F. Austin. It is the Texans. Disappointed.
I apologize.
All righty,
Tarleton State.
I'll go quick here. I've got UCLA taking down West Virginia. I got Miami over Jacksonville State. I have Carolina over USC and Auburn over Ole Miss on that half of the bracket. On the other half of the bracket, I've got both Georgia Tech and Georgia advancing. I got Georgia beating Mississippi State, Georgia Tech beating Arkansas. I've got Oregon going down to Austin and taking down the Longhorns, and I've got Florida State over Alabama.
All right, good picks for Omaha. I need to get to a couple questions from the chat or comments before we get out of here. John White says, in a year Elliott Avent doesn't deserve Omaha, karma would dictate another visit after the COVID debacle. That's a fair point. Shores444 wants to know about the Mr. Beast situation. Do we anticipate more plans to continue with the NIL stuff moving forward? I'd say it's very fluid, Shores. It's one of those things. How does this come off in the Beast games? How does this profile once they put it all together, produce it, package it, air it? But I think overall the relationship's in a really healthy spot. I don't expect them to drop $100 million tomorrow on NIL, but I just think you'll see this relationship continue to advance in that regard. All right, I'll try to get more into that next week when we got more time. Kason and Philip, final minute of the show. We're all going to be in the Bosch. Let us know if you see us walking around. Come say hey. It sounds like at least the tickets are starting to become a little more available, guys. Like on SeatGeek, I think I just checked it. You've got a lot of tickets in the 60s, 70s, 80s. So we're finally starting to see those tickets dispersed, at least for single game. So I expect a lot of Pirates and Vols fans, right, Kason?
Huge. That's huge. When I first saw it, it made no sense. Tickets going for $340, $350. I'm like, do these people even have tickets? But looking forward to a big crowd tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. It's going to be a great time.
Real quick, guys, is this the highest attended game for a non-host all weekend?
Yes.
I don't know if it'll be the highest attendance, but I think it'll be the loudest.
Okay.
Also, Chris wants to know our Bojangles Bosch order. Supreme dinner, man, right? They do have the best
I've never
Bojangles.
had the Bojangles Bosch.
I haven't either. Supposedly we're getting a full-on hospitality tent for regionals, so
I'm telling you, man, it's worth it. Pay the price for the Bojangles Bosch. It's good in the regular season. I mean, it's going to be popping for the postseason.
Do they have different Bojangles there? Do they put something in their Bojangles?
It's just extra fresh, man. I'm telling you, you got to give it a shot. I'll pay for you guys. If the Pirates win Game 1, I will get you guys Bojangles Bosch. How about that?
All right, there we go.
All right, we've got a deal. We're out of time. Everybody enjoy the weekend. Again, 94.3 The Game. If you can't make it, can't watch it, we'll have you covered. Coach O and Dylan Johnson on the call.
Just Dylan.
Man,
Coach O's at his regional site.
That's right. Dylan Johnson on the call. Coach O doing his thing at other regionals. But either way, we'll have you covered. HoistTheColors.net as well. Everybody enjoy a great weekend of baseball. Regional play is here. We'll see you next week.